Welcome back to the plot, everyone. It's Wednesday, the 11th of February, and for once the sun is shining. But it's not going to last. We are forecast for some more showers this afternoon. So I'm going to try and make the best of what time I've got. Get a few little jobs done. Yeah, the ground's absolutely saturated, as everyone knows. It's been raining practically since Christmas, really. So today's quite a nice break from the grey sky. You can probably hear that the construction site is taking advantage of the good weather as well. Well, I say good weather. It rained during the night, everything's still waterlogged, but at least it's dry and sunny today for a while. So I'm not going to linger too much on the weather. We all know how bad it's been. Excuse me. I'll drop a little video in of what happened on the street next to mine the other day. So I'll drop that in there. And the seedlings at home, they're doing well. The leeks are doing well. They're ready to be taken out the cell tray and put it somewhere else. The, what do you call them? Beans, the broad beans, they've all germinated and their heads are above the soil now. And the aubergines and chilies are ready to be potted on. So that might be what I'll do this afternoon if the weather turns bad. So let me swing a camera around and we'll have a look at the plot in its current state. Right, I've got some topsoil in these bags that needs to go in one of the beds. All this needs cleared out. I'll clear all this out today. Then tomorrow I shall go and get some manure from Wicks. So I can't remember what this plant was. Don't know whether it was a cauliflower or purple sprouting broccoli, but it's done nothing. So I think it's going to come out and it's going to make way for some of the stuff going in this year. I'll take these beetroots out and weed the rest of this bed. It's just that little patch there. As you can see, you've got a lot of standing water. On a couple of the beds it used tarps. This needs weeded as well. So basically it's going to be a day of weeding. I don't want to do too much soil work because of the current state where it's just covered in mud. I have actually, this little strip can get weeded as well, and probably this bed, yeah. So basically all these beds down here I'm going to weed. I'll see if I can sort this out and get the net back off the top of my onions and garlics. I also want to put down some slug pellets on this because we are getting slugged. This bed's got a couple of little broccolis in it. I might just take the heads off all of these. This bed's got a couple of little broccoli heads on it. They're very small and not much to go by. But I might leave them. I might leave them for another little bit, see what happens. But generally it's just a bit of a tidy up. I was going to bring the strimmer up, but the grass is really too wet to cut or strim or anything. I've had a look over the perimeter wall to see whether the lid of my water butt got blue over there, but I couldn't see it. They're doing actually quite well progress over there now. They've got all the roads sort of in, so that's quite good. And I need to take these root trainers home for my sweet peas and peas, so I must remember to do that. So I'll take them out and put them up. Got the mouse trap out because we caught another mouse, and for some reason my shed door is unlocked again, but someone had tied it up this time, so it's still quite wet in here, and I don't know why it was open because I could have sworn I closed it the last time. Anyway, there's the water butt, totally fill up as you'd imagine, but come the summer that'll be gone in a matter of a few days. So yeah, I'm going to put the camera down, put my knee pads on and crack on with some work. So I've got a couple of bags of bunny waste from home, and these weigh a ton at the minute because they are soaked up a lot of water, but these are just going to go in here. They can start breaking down. Now, the reason these weigh a ton is because they've a lot more litter pellets in it, which have soaked up water. So I'll just give you a quick look and explain these beds. So this is the one I'm using at the minute, and it's full of these compressed paper pellets. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. Compressed paper pellets which soak up all the water. It's supposed to soak up all the urine from the rabbit or the little pet, what you've got. But yeah, there's quite a lot there, which takes longer to break down. So this one is the one I'm using at the minute. This one was full to the top, so you can see it's sunk down quite a bit. And if I dig down a little bit, you'll see that it's full of worms who are breaking it down. Like that. But if you go down, keep going down, it'll be full of worms that are breaking all this down. You can just see them around. So this top section is not broken down enough to put on the beds as far as I'm concerned. There's still too many thick bits on it. So what I'll do is I'll take the top section off and put it in the right hand side. Then underneath there should be compost that I can use, which I could use to put on a bed. So that's the plan. Same as at home, I've got one compost bin breaking down new material, and I've got another bin which is basically containing usable compost, and that's probably got about a foot and a half of usable compost underneath all that coarse stuff. And of course the coarse stuff is breaking down anyway. I can put it on here and it'll just continue to break down. But I've got about another 9 bags of rabbit waste at home because I've not been up here, so the bags are just collecting. So yeah, that's another job to do as well. Right, let's get the knee pads on. One of the things I can do, as well as reading today, is tidy up the plot. There's a few things that have been blown around in the storms lately, like plant pots, things like that. So maybe go around and tidy things up a little bit so that just looks better and things won't get damaged and you'll know where to find things, hopefully. I've just noticed that the shelf in my shed, because it's got soap, the wood in it's rubbish. It's like some sort of chipboard type wood, and because it's got wet, it's swollen and come off its mountains a little bit, so it's hanging off at the minute. So hopefully I can get around to sorting that before it fogs off completely. There are some strawberries in here which I'm going to try and keep. And what I'll also do with this is I'll top this up with some spent compost from potatoes last year, just to bring the level up a little bit. But this is probably the easiest one to weed today, bean raised bed, and it's quite good compost as well. I think most of it's homemade compost, but there is a mixture of commercial compost in here as well. But what I'll try and do is I'll try and repot all these strawberry plants. But I'm planning on getting some more strawberry plants because the strawberries were rubbish last year. I don't mean the harvest of strawberries was dreadful. There was hardly any. And you'd have thought with all the nice weather we had last summer, it would have been strawberries galore, but no, hardly anything. I know the performance of the plants dies off after a couple of years, but I still thought those plants had a bit more life in them. Well, that's that. This can go on the compost bin, as it'll be a good source of greens for the compost bin, because it gets a lot of browns from the bunny waste, so it's good to add some greens. And I've made a decision. I'm going to get rid of the strawberries and get new ones. I noticed a few vine weevils in there, so I don't know whether they were having an effect on my strawberry plants by eating the roots. But there wasn't many. So that's that bed almost done. What I'm going to do is give it some bloodfish and bone. Then top it up with some spent compost. Yeah, with bloodfish and bone, try not to spread it out the wind of day. And if you do spread it out the wind of day, keep your mouth closed, because it tastes awful. I'm just putting the worms on other beds. And hopefully there's no potatoes in here, because the last thing I want is potatoes growing in this bed. Just remove any bindweed. Oh, I can't see any potatoes. This could take another bag. That's it. I'm just going to cover this over with some cardboard to suppress any weeds for the next few weeks. And I'll move on to another bed. Okay, I'm just going to take this net off first. All the clamps, all the pegs. Oh. That's better. Not quite sure what happened to this cabbage. Looks like it's produced a lot of little heads, but yeah, I might take one of the heads off and give it to Nellie, see if she wants it. So this year I'm going to be growing greyhound cabbages again. They were very good last year, so I'll try them again this year. That's what I actually put into sale trays last week. Some greyhound cabbage and other things that I planted last week. The stromboli, calabrese, that's coming up. Which is good. Oh, the soil is it's so wet. But if I get this done, I can put down some lime, and as I say, if tomorrow's dry, I can go down to Wicks and get some manure down. Well, that's me for today, I think. I've been up here about 4.5 hours. I've had to dodge a couple of storms, but give me a chance to have some lunch, some noodles. But let me swing the camera around and give you a quick look at what's been going on. So I'll just turn the camera around and I'll take you round and let you have a look. Okay, so this bed's been weeded. I've taken everything out. What I will do is tomorrow I'll put down, if it's dry tomorrow that is, I'll put down some agricultural lime, because that helps with clubroot, a disease that affects brassicas. And I'll go to Wicks tomorrow, hopefully, and get some manure and put down a couple of bags of manure in these two beds. I don't know what to do with this. I mean, it's healthy, it's just not produced anything yet. And I don't know whether it's going to be purple sprouting broccoli, which might come out, you know, in March. So I'm going to leave these in at the moment. I'll just cover them over so pigeons can't get in there. And if there's nothing on them by the time I need to use the bed to plant out, then they're going to get pulled. So this bed, weeded that little bit, took all the beetroots out. In fact, if you look here, I've got a nice little haul of beetroots, the last of the two parsnips, and I've got a little cabbage. I think it's like a pup from the cabbage. You know, cabbages produce a main head, and then, like other brassicas, they produce side shoots. Sometimes they're called pups. So that's what that is, I think, and Nelly can have that. So, yes, some nice beetroots there. I'll take them home and see how they are. They might be a bit woody, but we'll take them home, wash them up, and we'll see. So this bed is empty now. So what I plan to do here, I'll top up the compost from some spent compost, give it some fish blood and bone, and what I'll do is I'll put some radishes in there, see if I can grow some radishes before I need to plant my parsnips out again. I'm taking these two root trainers home. There's actually two there. There's one there, and there's this one that was draining. But what I will do is I'll go through and get rid of all the slugs and snails first. No point taking them home. So yeah, got to keep an eye out on them when you're using root trainers, because they get stuck inside there, like that. Oh, I can't see any now. In there. But they also get stuck in between the books. So yeah, I'll give this a good examination when I get home and clean it all out. So that's that. So that's going to be peas and sweet peas. Broad beans are ready. They've all germinated. So that didn't need weeded actually. This has been weeded, topped up, covered over. This has been weeded. It was only this section down the back where the Swedes were. So that's been done, weeded and covered over. This has been weeded. I haven't covered it. I'll throw something over it before I go. I've added a lot of green stuff to the compost bin, which is good because I've got a lot of brown stuff going to go in there this week. And I've fixed the hoops on the onion bed. Don't know how well it's going to do. There's cheap stuff from Amazon. Yeah, you think I'd know better. But it was working okay up until we had the first storm. Then the wind is just too much. Because of the density of the mesh, it catches the wind like a sail. And there's too much pressure and it bent the thin metal. So that's them. So there's still another couple of beds to do. There's that. I have cleared out the rhubarb bed a little bit. You can just see the new growth coming through. So that's good. So I think I'm going to clear out this bed. What am I going to put in there? I've got broad beans. I've got a lot of broad beans. I'm going to have to think out. I'm in two minds whether to put broad beans along here, and then a couple of rows of peas, and maybe use that bed for something else. So I don't know yet. I'll need to have a think. I'll need to try and work things out to where everything's going to go this year. Because I think I'm going to use that bed for my potatoes. I've got a lot of green potatoes that I saved from last year that I'm going to plant out, and I think I want that bed to give them some spacing, and you know, so they're not growing on top of each other. And I might use this bed for tomatoes this year. So I've got to think about where I'm going to do everything else. Squashes might go in that top bed. Lettuces might go in that one. Don't know about this one at the minute. It's all it's all guesswork. I mean, I need to sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and just draw all the beds out and start, you know, marking out what's going where and when I can rotate and when I can take things out and replant something else. But yeah, that's part of working your allotment. So That's me for today. I'm a bit tired, and it's getting dark again, so there might be another shower over. I might come up tomorrow afternoon. I'll do some repotting tomorrow because the peppers and that need repotted. But as for today, that's me over and done, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.